Hello, YouTube! It feels like a long while since I last did a video. So, you're probably wondering, what is this on her head? It's not real. It's not a real coonskin cap, but it's just a kid's thing that I had when I was a kid. And I just woke up today earlier and I was like, you know what? I just feel in the mood as an artist. It was just a Woven Hand kind of day. Start the day with the music from Woven Hand. Those of you who don't know Woven Hand, totally check them out. They're an awesome band. They've got a folk, gritty, metal combination flavor that I just really love musically. And so I was just like, yeah, I'm gonna wear my hat today. That's how I felt. But I wanted to take a moment and say thank you to all of you who follow me on YouTube here. I have 2 subscribers, which is awesome. It may seem like, oh, that's a paltry little number, but it's like, I was looking at some of my videos. I'm organizing my social media. Let me explain that. I'm organizing my social media, so I'm like, looking at Pinterest, Polyvore, and, you know, some other, YouTube. I hardly use Twitter. I know people who use Twitter just to, like, spout out sentences and stuff. I'm more of I'm a writer, and so, like, I don't really use Twitter as much, so, but I am on Twitter. So, but I'm organizing all that, and I just want to say thank you. I was looking at some of my YouTube, you know, I've got like 33 videos on YouTube here, and the one with the biochemist that was actually my first interview, and that was, I want to say, back in 2009. It was years ago now, and it's got like over 600 views, close to, I think it was more like right around the 700 mark, and I was like, holy moly, like, wow, you know, that's encouraging, like, because it was my first interview. I was so nervous, and like, the brother that in church that I was interviewing was, you know, and I'm an artist, so I was like having to think up questions for the scientific debate about creation and Darwinism and all this. So it was my first interview. Like I said, totally nervous, and you know, he handled it, I thought, very intelligently, very informatively, and so it was really, I had one of my friends from school, Art Jom, helped with the lighting and the camera work, and it came out really well. So I'm really encouraged that it's gotten so many views, and so hopefully I get more subscribers, but you know, I know that people are watching, that people are viewing it, and it's just totally blessing my heart. Also with Polyvore. Polyvore is my latest, I don't want to call it obsession, but it's a platform. Pinterest and Polyvore I use for my clothing design that I do on Zazzle. I need to work with them on updating how it looks when you go on, but I'm working on this all. As an independent artist, so I have to take one project at a time, so it may be a little slow, but it'll happen. But with the Polyvore and Pinterest, I can, you know, use brand name clothing, you know, well-known brand name clothing, or lesser known within the Polyvore circle or whatever, or what they have available, and just, you know, pull that together as an ensemble and put my stuff in with accessory and stuff like that. You know, nail art, ties, mugs, you know, what have you. And so I had done a lot of sets. I'm close to being a style icon. You begin as a style spotter. For those of you who don't know, you begin as a style spotter, gathering items and such, and then when you reach a certain point of, you know, a certain number of sets, then you're a style setter, And then when you reach, I think it's 125, I'm reaching that point. I'm almost there. you become a style icon. So I'm not really into, you know, the contests and stuff, but it's fun to come up with your own original work, and, you know, just to put together an ensemble. And, you know, for me, it's an opportunity to put my artwork out there. I will make note that if you do go on there, on the Polyvore, Eternal Feather Film on Polyvore, if you click on one of my items, I tested this out, because I was like, you know, I'm not getting any, like, some people will take my stuff and put it into their sets, or, you know, like it and stuff like that, but I haven't gotten any purchases yet, so I was like, is there something that I'm missing? So I went onto Polyvore, I clicked on one of my items, and on my iPad, I don't know if this is you know, Apple thing, or like a Polyvore, you know, because it's not Zazzle. Zazzle doesn't, you know, I don't know. Every time I would click on one of my items, this little notice would come up, this item may be sold out, do you wish to continue? If you see that and you really want it, click yes. Because otherwise you'll just be deterred. So I was like, so that's a little bit frustrating to know, but I just wanted to inform y'all, if, you know, you do go onto Polyvore and you click on one of my things and you say, oh, I want, you know, that tie or that whatever item from Zazzle, Coral's Zazzle store, that's what it's doing. With the Pinterest, I gotta say, I was so excited. Somebody actually pinned one of my sets yesterday for the first time on Pinterest, and so it was like this immense, like, wahoo kind of feeling. It was just like, you know, having done this for years and years. I started Zazzle store back in my own little Zazzle store back in 2010 in school, so I didn't really have time to like promote it and stuff. Like, I would tell a few people, but I was still building it. And then over the past, gosh, 6 or 7 years now, I've been slowly emerging to, you know, I'm in a very artsy city now, so I have the opportunity to leave business cards to, you know, coffee shops and what have you, and then also on Facebook to, and social media, to, through my Eternal Feather Film Facebook page, you know, promote and share, this is what I do. I have two things going on. More than two things, but two main things: the film and the art. So the art I do to help fuel the finances for the film. I do know that there are things like Patreon. I'm catching up with that. I may very well use that, or a service like them, such as Indiegogo, especially for film. But in the meanwhile, I'm writing my book. So my books and my clothing and all that, that's, you know, the art stuff. That's under Correlation Designs. And so then Eternal Feather Film is my my film stuff, my film realm. So I hope to get back into school after, hopefully I get 2 books published this next year. So I'm still waiting about a year or so to get back into school, to finish my final 5 classes, and be an independent officially, you know, although I already am officially, but, you know, with the piece of paper with the Bachelor of Arts, a film producer and independent film artist. So, you know, I've worked on student films, but I would like to collaborate and do more like Christian documentary, which is very, I don't want to say unpopular. It's just I haven't seen much. I've seen a few good ones, but I'm very, you know, as a Christian filmmaker, I don't sadly, I don't want to discourage others from sharing the gospel story and doing what they feel led or inspired to do. I do see a need, however, as a film artist, and with several things, particularly in the technical realm. I just notice more and more and more, and I'm sure you probably have noticed too, like Christian films tend to be self-titled. I see it advertised, I see it marketed on social media. Oh, this film, oh, this Christian film, oh, that Christian film, and it's like, I don't feel like I need to go see it. All I need to know is right there in the title. I know what it's about. Bing. Not to be mean, it's just, you kind of ask yourself, why should I be interested? What is going to pull me in? What mystery is there? So, there's that. There's a need for better cinematography, better editing, better acting, better writing, better character development, a lot of the technical aspects. So it's a frustrating thing to be where I am, but at the same time, it's also encouraging because I'm like, okay, I was thinking about it the other day, and I was like, you know what? When I started school back in 2008 for going into my film, for my film degree, with that in mind, I thought, gee, will I be able to, deal with a camera? And, I'm an artist, so I'm not like, f-stop this, and, like, for those of you who don't know, f-stop, it's like internally in the camera, like letting light and dealing with all the technical aspects and stuff like that. So I was like, am I going to be able to deal with all this? And I did fine, surprisingly, but, and I felt like having aged a bit and coming at a totally new thing with the technical aspects, I thought, well, I felt kind of behind the times. Like, these other people who are film artists know all about this, and I'm, just learning. But now I'm looking at it as like, maybe from a spiritual standpoint, things just aren't ready yet. Like, people aren't ready for not only what I have to offer, but others too, other creative people that want a change in the Christian film industry. And so it's just an interesting spot to like stand back and reflect on a little bit, because like there's so much potential. So anyway, that's really what I've been up to, and I just want to thank everybody, like I said, my YouTube viewers, my 2 subscribers on here. Bless you, bless you, bless you. The people who pin my set, the person who's pinned my set on Pinterest, just totally bless you. You just totally made my day the other day when I just saw somebody had pinned my set for the first time. I was like, ah, yeah, my set got pinned. Awesome. So with Polyvore, I've been updating that as well with backgrounds and such. I've been organizing all my items into sets, really specific, like, men's brown shirts, men's brown pants, women's, color coordinated, red shoes, red sandals, red boots, red heels, you know, all this stuff, like organizing, really organizing. So, and it's a lot of hard work, and a lot of people don't, they're like, what does she do all day? You know, like what's going on? Because I've been really quiet a lot, you know, even some of my good friends who I regularly have longer conversations with, I've been kind of MIA, and just to kind of explain what's been going on, it's been a lot of hard work, but it will pay off in the end, because then once I get this all organized, or more organized, nothing's perfect, but I've been organizing a large portion, so it's easier for me, like, as I progress, I have a place to put it. I have a place to put, you know, my new art stuff. So I'm taking one step at a time. I appreciate all the prayer, all the well-wishing, all the encouragement, all the views, all the shares, the pins, you know, the likes. Thank you so much. You really, you know, and I may not, you know, I haven't really figured out comments and stuff on Pinterest, or I know you can, Polyvore is better, like you can post a comment. Pinterest I'm still trying to figure out. So, but I just want people to know that whatever social media platform that you follow me or view me on, I want to thank you, because like I may not know you face to face. I just today like made a list of people who I follow and who follow me back, and just like, you know, getting that organized too, so that I can say, okay, this person really has liked my stuff. You know, you are noted, you know, and you are appreciated. So thank you. I want to, this is just basically a gratitude and explanation video of, I may not know you, like, personally, I may not have had a conversation face to face with you, but thank you. It makes my day, because art is hard work, and it's a very competitive field, and you have to really, it was encouraging. Like I said, I've been kind of like standing back and reflecting on a lot of stuff. That doesn't mean I've been doing nothing. Obviously, I've been doing a lot of organizing. And I won't go into all the other organizing I'm doing, but just with the business end of things here. But I also have a ministry and personal stuff that I'm organizing. So you can imagine that whole spiel would take another 10 minutes to explain, but that's not going to happen. So anyways, basically, thank you, and I hope that you have a blessed day. I know that there's been a lot of scary stuff going on with the election. I just found a very encouraging song last night. I think her name is Lisa Hackett. And I was looking for actually a childhood song, When I Am Afraid I Will Trust in You, and I found a song of the same title, but it was by her, and I was like, is she singing the same song, a different style? But no, she came up with her own song, and it was just very encouraging. It's When I Am Afraid by Lisa Hackett. So if you need an encouraging song, like whether or not you're a Christian, it's a, I want to call it there's bohemian. It's not really bohemian music, but it starts with an interesting, like, clapping, you know, intro. And so I was like, this is interesting. It's out of the ordinary, so it's very creative. And so with all my standing back and reflecting, I just, you know, that's what I've been doing, basically, and just observing different things, and you know, what's been heavy on my heart and why. And so, you know, with my Eternal Feather Film page on Facebook, I've been sharing a lot. That was also, you know, just sharing about observation, reflection, and encouragement. You know, I don't know who all has viewed my stuff. I've like had people, a lot of people, in particular with the Standing Rock issue. Is an environmental issue, it's a justice issue, it's a spiritual issue. And as a Christian, I heartily, deeply believe that about respect. You know, you may not always agree with people, but I feel particularly drawn to minister to the Native American people, and so for me, it was distressing to see them rubber bulleted, to see them maced in the face, you know, like gassed in the face here, you know, all this stuff, and just being they don't have any weapons and all this stuff, and it was just making me cry. 'Cause you know, but I'm grateful that, you know, somebody is putting it out there as like, you know, don't turn away, watch this, observe, this is what is happening, you know. And so, you know, I would share this stuff, like, and a lot of people out there, the responses I get were like basically boiled down to, you know, this pipeline issue is not relevant to me. It is relevant, and as a Christian, you shouldn't be defiling other people's burial grounds. You shouldn't be using that type of violence against people who are not armed, who can't defend themselves. And as, you know, Christians, we should, if you are a Christian, you know, you should all the more so care and say, you know, yes, this is relevant. Not only for those reasons, but, you know, also to care for the earth. We were given charge to manage, and we have done a very poor job. Now, I'm not hopeless or, you know, from the standpoint of, oh, we're going to get to a point where my child may not know what clean water is, or, you know, that sort of maybe panic, but I can understand where people would feel that way. And, you know, we do, and I do agree that we do need to find better ways of, and creative, using our talents to find cleaner energy and resources. That is actually on my Eternal Feather Film page. I'm sorry, on eternalfeatherfilm.com. Sorry. One of my passions is the environment. So it, you know, people start asking me, like, you know, oh, why are you putting this up on your Facebook page? You know, that has nothing to do, that's not a film that you're making, you know, this is news stuff and stuff. And I'm like, this is one of my passions. So yes, I'm I'm making note of it, I'm informing people on it, you know, to please pray, to, you know, if you feel led to donate. I'm not asking for money, I'm not saying, like, trying to force people to go, like, oh, you know, here's a place where you can donate money. Like, I know that's been used, but, you know, by tons of people over, you know, in the church and other issues. But, like, basically, I'm just saying, you know, if be informed, and, you know, at the very least, pray. And, you know, you could say words of encouragement. You know, be supportive. Be encouraging. was what it boiled down to. So, anyways, that's, oh, I'm sorry. I'm kind of thinking fast today. So with to finish up, I was discouraged about that, but, I'm encouraged to see, like, there's been a turn. There, people were, like, crowding, I think it was Grand Central Station, in protest of the Dakota Pipeline. There's been people, I just saw today, like, people from Guatemala, I think, like, South America, coming up to stand with Standing Rock, and I'm just going, thank you, God, thank you, and thank you to others, for being supportive of this, and just showing love and firmness, though, there's a favorite verse of mine in the Bible. It says, when you, in Ephesians 6, having done all you can to stand, and people are saying to stand with Standing Rock, and I think that's very appropriate. It's a peaceful protest, and it's a peaceful protection. People are trying to guard guard what they cherish and view as precious, and are making a statement to the rest of us that it is precious, and it's causing awareness, it is spreading, and I'm like, it's been a very discouraging time, but it's turning around for an encouraging, like, people are starting, so it's just, I kind of get the sense that, I may not know till heaven if I was part of that or not, but just to be a small part of that is very encouraging. And if I, posted something that made somebody think, or, reflect or change their mind on, how they were viewing it before, that's so good. I'm glad. So, anyway, as I end most of my videos, I will say, whatever your gift is, whether it's science or math or numbers or art or, whatever, writing, whatever it is, like your particular talent and your, go forth and be blessed. All right. Bye.